Good evening, there is a Jonny. Hello, welcome to Broadcast Avalanche, the political live stream leaning so far to the left that we make the Leaning Tower of Pisa look like the regular Tower of Pisa. Unless you're standing on the other side of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, in which case it looks like the even more leaninger Tower of Pisa. Doing these streams for 3 years now. I thought by now I'd be running out of good introductions to the show, but if anything, they're stronger than ever. I'm your host, Jonny Collins, and if I had to describe myself in a word, it would be hot, or 3 words, modest yet hot. I forgot to put makeup on, and a mullet in desperate need of trimming. Basically, I look like anyone who's ever been in the rock band Ramones if they worked in Claire's accessories during it. This month, leaked WhatsApp messages leaked to the Daily Telegraph suggest that former Health Secretary Matt Hancock chose to ignore advice from experts in April 2020. What? I know. Regarding COVID testing for care homes. Worst thing was, no one even coaxed it out of him, as no one has ever responded to any of his messages in the group chat. It's actually just him on his own, just like messing reminders to himself, and he leaked it because he just wanted attention. The Keir Starmer has appointed Sue Gray as Labour's new Chief of Staff in what might be genuinely the funniest thing Keir Starmer has ever done in his life. Then again, this is a man who wouldn't recognise the joke if it loudly backtracked on all his leadership promises in front of him. So that's... Ofcom has found that GB News were in breach of broadcasting rules for last year for presenting misinformation on COVID-19 and vaccines. They won't actually face any sanctions as a result of this, however, as literally nobody ever watched GB News, so no harm was done. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak attended a summit in Paris with French President Macron and announced the UK will be giving France £500 million over the course of 3 years to help the UK stop the influx of migrants arriving by boat. Nice to know that even after leaving the EU and getting that £350 million a year from the EU back, we've still found a way to give the EU money without getting anything worthwhile in return. Jeremy Cunt presented the 2023 UK budget this year and says the UK will avoid recession in 2023. Tune in next month to see just how badly that statement has aged. MPs overwhelmingly back Rishi Sunak's new Brexit deal for Northern Ireland by 515 to 29. The 29 opposed being Boris Johnson and all of Boris Johnson's alt accounts. Can you think of a better way to describe Jacob Rees-Mogg? No, shut up. Mark Zuckerberg has implemented a paid verification system on Facebook similar to Twitter because that worked so well for them. Paying for social media verification is like paying your MP to tell all of your exes how much happier you are since they left you. It means nothing. It's a rip-off, and it's obviously hiding a sad truth. The UK is also implementing a new emergency alert system, which they'll be testing next month. Your phone will emit a loud, horrible screech, and you'll be unable to use your phone until you acknowledge it. You know, like when your husband rings. Way. Yep, we forked out for Joe Brand today. You're welcome. Schools across the country have refused to let Ofsted inspectors in solidarity with a head teacher who had committed suicide after an inspection. Apparently, the inspectors downgraded the school after seeing children doing the floss dance in the playground as popularised by Fortnite, and claimed that this was evidence of inappropriate sexual behaviour from the students, which just goes to show how out of touch these people are, as if anyone who's ever played Fortnite has ever had sex. It's not a good enough punchline to start off with a suicide setup, but I enjoyed it. The 2023 boat race has taken place with Cambridge beating Oxford in both the men's and women's races. Unfortunately, due to Suella Braverman's immigration bill, when trying to dock their boats after the race, they were detained and deported to Rwanda. And finally, a handful of MPs, including former Health Secretary Matt Hancock and former Chancellor Kwasi Kwarteng, have been exposed by led by donkeys as willing to become political lobbyists for private international companies for no less than £10,000 per day, which sounds excessive. But then again, if I had that kind of money lying around, I'd probably pay them £10,000. I'd pay them £20,000 a day to just never say or do anything again. But unfortunately, I don't have that kind of money lying around to do that. And if you want an idea of just how little money I have lying around, let's introduce this month's team captain. We're joined by AMARPAL SINGH and KIRSTIE Summers.
Hi.
On AMARPAL's team, we're joined by KATH, MARVELLEY and Stuart DUNLOP.
Hello.
And on KIRSTie's team, we've got Joe Hollingworth and Stephen CATLING.
Hey.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. AMARPAL, how are you doing? I feel like it's not. What even is time? I've not seen you since like last August. It has actually been a while. How have you been?
It has been a long time. I think the last time I did anything with Blizzard, my daughter was 3 years old. She's now 5, and I've got another little shit who's 8 months. Yeah, it's been a wild few years. Should we say that? It's been absolutely bizarre.
Oh, fucking fantastic! Yeah, well, I mean, bizarre. I'll let you. I've never met your kids. I'm going to assume it's fantastic that they're getting older. But do you want to briefly describe your appearance for the sake of any visually impaired people we might have tonight?
Yes, my name's AMARPAL. I'm going through my 3rd quarter-life crisis at the moment, which is evidenced by my get-up at the moment. The way I look is pretty much the answer to the question, what would you look like if your dad never loved you? I have a mohawk, which is very bizarre for me to actually have because I am a minority, culturally appropriating another minority's haircut. But them's the breaks. It's got so bad, like, I have no money, I have 2 kids. In order to have this mohawk haircut, I need to nick my mum's straighteners, and they weren't even GHDs, so it's not even worth it at this point in time. I'm brown. My skin tone clearly indicates that I am from the city of Bradford, which is where I'm from. And in regards to what I'm wearing, I'm the answer to the question, men never buy new clothes unless made to, or their mum does it. I'm currently wearing a blue, white, and black hoodie that when I studied in uni between 2007 and 2010, a friend of mine from Brunei left loads of his clothes because he couldn't be asked to take it back. And this is the same hoodie he gave me in 2010. Slightly tighter fitting, but why would I go and buy new clothes? It's only got 5 rips in it.
I was going to say, I definitely cannot fit into any clothes I had in 2010. Mind you, in 2010 I was like 15. So, fantastic. Thanks so much for coming on the show. You've got some fun stuff coming. I forgot to do the usual bit before the show where I check what people have got coming up to promote, but I actually know one of the things you've got coming up. So do you want to tell us about all the exciting stuff you're going to be doing in the next few weeks?
Yeah, for any comedians out there, you know that you hit that wall where you're not getting paid much and you just drive up and down the country. And I was like, you know what? It's about time that I actually gave myself and other people in my sort of similar bracket the chance to do more shows. So I started my own banner, Comedy Central. Great little pun. I loved it. My dad said it didn't roll off the tongue and it was very difficult for him to say. And I was like, yeah, very similar to the phrase, I love you, son. Both very difficult. But yeah, I'm doing loads at the moment. I'm doing sort of Comedy Central banner shows all over West Yorkshire. I've got some Blizzard alumni that are going to be appearing on that fairly soon. Hannah Platt. But the one I'm really excited for is after the Blizzard event on Monday, the 10th of April, I believe. I'm doing my work in progress. I'm taking down to Brighton, all the small things. Another great pun. And that will be, obviously it was going to be at Gullivers, but I went in there recently and the back room still smells of eggs. So they're moving us across the road to the Castle Hotel. I didn't question it. It smelled like eggs. I was like, fine, it's eggs.
It could be eggs, you just don't know the species.
Exactly, precisely. So yeah, my work in progress will be over there at the Castle Castle Hotel? I don't even know what it's called.
Castle. Yeah. The Castle.
Yeah, Northern Quarter, Tuesday the 11th, 6, 7-ish kickoff. I'm going to bring some Manchester-based acts, some great acts from Liverpool, and then try and entertain you for an hour. And if it all goes to hell, I know I'm not going to have a good time in Brighton, but the ice creams and the rocks are really delicious, so every cloud.
Fantastic. So that is mentioning that actually we've got our next live show on the 10th, which is also going to be in the castle. So if you just stay there overnight, you'll then catch AMARPAL's show. So that's what you should do. Links for our show is in the chat. AMARPAL, if you can send me the link to your show. Did you already send it? I've lost track.
There's no actual link for it. It's a pay what you feel free event.
Oh yeah.
Rock up. There'll be chairs.
If you just turn up then.
Yeah, turn up.
There'll be chairs.
There will be chairs. I've been promised there will be chairs.
Yeah. What a pitch for your show, there.
You can sit down.
There will be chairs, 4 stars. Superb. You should definitely come to that if you're in Manchester, and you can also have a look at AMARPAL's YouTube, which we put in the Twitch chat as well. Although don't look at it now because we're still going to be streaming for like 2 more hours at least. So thanks very much for coming on the show. We've also got Kirstie back. Kirstie, how are you doing, my love?
Hey, yeah, I'm good. I'm very hungover, I'm not going to lie. I went for a weekend at the beach, and like I started drinking on the train there, and I finished drinking on the train back. So very high energy today.
Amazing.
From other guests, hopefully, not me. So no, I'm good. I am in a whole new flat since the last time I was on the show, which I'm very excited about. I've been busy. Just apparently with no concept of time being finite. I've just been very busy.
Another new record for just existential crises before we get started.
Oh my god, when am I not having an existential crisis? Like, that's just my natural state of being.
I mean, usually there's like 2.5 minutes at the beginning before we get into it. Do you want to describe your appearance for the sake of anyone who might need it?
Yeah, so I've got a round face and square glasses. The flaccid mohawk that I've had for nearly 18 months now is getting pretty long. It's pretty much in my eyes and is back to its original purple. And today I'm also wearing the cupcake on my head because it's my birthday tomorrow. So I feel like I had to dress appropriately.
That is how you dress when it's your birthday tomorrow. Happy early birthday.
Thank you.
I to you last week as well. It would just be rude if I didn't say it like with people watching, so I didn't have evidence. That's where we are. In fact, you definitely do have things to plug. Tell us about what you've been up to and what you've got coming up. I'm actually doing. Normally, I never have something to plug here because like this is the only thing I do. But I've actually started doing something new. Me and Tom Short have launched the podcast we've been talking about for fucking years. And it's called Talking Shrubbish, thanks to Elliot Simpson, who came up with the name on this show. You can find it on our Podbean and the various social channels. So we have like a live stream where we talk about a whole evolution line, and then we clip it into episodes that you can listen to in your own convenience. So our next live stream, we'll be talking about Squirtle, Wartortle and Blastoise on April 12th, and you can tune in on Tom's Twitch channel, Hotstorm Productions. And yeah, if you want to go back and listen to ones we've already done, it is just us ranting about Pokemon. Like we said, it was going to be like maybe half an hour an episode. And it's not. It's a lot longer. Like, we are not good at reining ourselves in. No. I tuned into the first one while I was in the bath, and I usually take like between an hour and 90 minutes in the bath because I'm that dickhead. And I'm pretty sure you only got up to Ivysaur in that time. So
yeah, like our Bulbasaur episode lasted like more than an hour, and we were like, "That's not supposed to happen." But like, it's going really fun. It's definitely finding its feet with a bit of a structure, and we're having a good laugh. And like we do a thing where we challenge ourselves to draw the Pokemon we're talking about in 10 minutes from memory, and I think that's well fun. I enjoy it so much. I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I do. I thought it'd be like nice, but I'm actually really getting into it, and I'm really getting into other people doing it as well. Like we've done 2 episodes, and we've already got people being like, "Oh, here's my Charmander that I drew. Here's my Bulbasaur that I drew." Like I wanted to go as well, and I just like that is so lovely and validating that other people are joining in. And also, like seeing how well we remember them is fun at the moment because it's the Pokemon that I've known my whole life. When it gets to the ones that are like newer and I didn't engage with very much, like, it's just gonna look like shit.
That's gonna be fucking months off though. Before you get to...
Yeah. Let's hope so.
Fantastic. Well, yeah, do go check it out. Like I say, I tuned into the first live stream. I missed the Charmander one, but I also irrationally hate Charmander. But I will be tuning into more. If you're not, because it is a lot of fun. I'm still probably going to listen to the Charmander one, but just through gritted teeth. Yeah, thanks very much for coming back on the show. We're also joined by another person who hasn't been on here for a little while. I think KATH MARVELLEY. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm here. I'm recovering from. I seriously, I've had a broken foot for like 6 weeks, so I'm just out of a moon boot. So that was nice. It's nice to be out of a moon boot most of the time and hobbling around and like with the a new limp. Hopefully it goes away, but you can never tell, hey?
No.
so you can't see the limp on this program. How about yourself, Jonny?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. It's just apparently just going to be a trend with Blizzard acts that just we're all going to be hospitalised at some point during the first half of the year.
Just how soon?
Yeah. Do you want to describe your appearance?
Yeah, I have a slightly round face, dark eyebrows, and I'm wearing some light pink lipstick. I'm wearing, you can't really see them, giant kookaburra earrings.
Oh, they're cute.
Yeah, yes. There we go. My hair's mostly tied back and large black headphones. I'm in the theme, a rainbow spotty jacket.
I love it.
That makes me look a bit like I'm going to pull out a balloon animal at any moment and make a dog. Because that's just what's naturally. So I'm like a clown, just in case you needed any indicators about what we're doing here. And I drink frequently from a glass or mug. So if you are vision impaired, you might miss that fun detail.
Yeah, we are. We absolutely don't want anyone to be missing out on that. Thanks very much.
Shot by shot.
I'm assuming, given that you recover, you've probably not been gigging a lot recently. But have you got anything coming up that you want to share?
I have got your show's anniversary. And I got a few things I'm booking in. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So come along to that if you're around Manchester region.
Yeah, you absolutely should. I've actually not prepared the link for that for this chat because I forgot we had 2 shows in April, but I will get that for the break.
I'll get it. You carry on.
Thank you. Yes, we have 2 shows in April, both of them at the Castle, and we've got AMARPAL thing as well. So. Yeah, again, just to move. It's called the Castle Hotel. It's not actually a hotel, but like I don't think they can legally stop you sleeping there if they've got hotel in the name. So just stay there for the whole month. It'll be fine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Brilliant. Well, yeah, that's going to be an absolutely fun show. Do come along to that. And yeah, thanks very much for coming on the show. We've got a first timer who I'm very excited about, Jo Hollingworth. How are you doing, lovely?
I'm all right, thanks, Jonny. How are you, my gorgeous boy?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm on the lilt today because I'm going to boycott it once it becomes Fanta, pineapple, and grapefruit. So just while it's still called lilt, I'm just buying loads of it, and I couldn't be. I was going to say I deliberately chose not to drink alcohol today. It was more I had £3 in my pocket and nothing in my account, so I couldn't get any.
And you're still boycotting Snickers and Starburst for the exact same reason.
Exactly, yeah.
on it.
To be fair, I am too young to know or care, and also I've boycotted Snickers my whole life because they're gross.
That's fair. You get nuts in you on your own terms. It's fine.
Cheers, thanks for that. Do you want to describe your appearance quickly for anyone who might need it?
Yeah, sure. So for the visually impaired among you, I look like if Stuart he's also on the stream, loved his grandma to a weird degree. Or if Harry Potter didn't get accepted to Hogwarts, he got accepted to RADA. White skin, brownish goatee, glasses. The glasses that were cheap because at the time I got them, the In-Betweeners was on fire, and so they look like Will's glasses. And I've also got a big old Christmas jumper with a giant reindeer to promote a book I've yet to finish.
Oh, tell us about that.
It's a commitment to be doing in April. So I'm writing a book called Festive Advent Knowledge for Everyone. It's a QI-style book of facts all about Christmas, winter, any kind of festivities around there, except all the facts are total bollocks. For example, in 1686, Isaac Newton had a bauble drop on his head and he invented sparkly gravity. Or in this year's Christmas special of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the lineup includes Kim Kardashian, Kim Kardashian, Kim Karprancian, Kim Kardonorian, Vixian, Kim Karkometian, Kim Karkoblitzian, and Kim Karkovixian.
Superb. Fucking, I really enjoyed it. So you told me that Sparkly Gravity one on Saturday, and saying that like it's never gotten a laugh anywhere else, and yet we all loved it here. So I'm very, I am vindicated that I was right.
Oh, lovely. Well, thank you, everyone here, everyone at home, and fuck you to the 3 open mics I tried out.
Superb. Love it. Have you got anything else coming up that you want to? I mean, everyone here will already be aware of the wonderful comedy club that is Excess Malarkey that Joe helps out in a lot. So I don't think we need to plug them specifically. That you've got enough people going.
But please,
if anything, fewer of you should go. No, all you should go. And you've got some fantastic shows coming up. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yes, we run a Tuesday night comedy club for as little as possible every Tuesday since 1997. That's run by Toby Haydock, who has compared it every Tuesday since 1997. He almost missed the birth of his first child because he was comparing it. It's a commitment. During the pandemic, we did shows on Google Drive, Twitch, YouTube Live, and now we're back in the flesh space, and it's a new venue, Canvas, in Manchester, which is just gorgeous. So please come along. We've got John Luke Roberts, Mark Watson, Rosie Holtz coming on Tuesday, who you might know as that horrible Tory MP from Twitter, who isn't really a Tory MP. She's brilliant. Elf Lyons, Canadian comic JJ Whitehead, and probably everyone in this stream at some point. Once Kirstie realizes they need to do stand up. Come on.
Join us.
Come play with us.
Look how happy we are. You could get some of them.
Happy, and look how good our bank balances are.
Well, lovely. So lovely to have you on the show. Thanks very much, Joe. We're also joined by someone we've not had here for a while as well, Stuart Dunlop. How are you doing, my friend?
Hello, it's fantastic to be here on twitch.tv/Blizzard Comedy. I'm doing fine. I'm doing fantastic. Yeah, it was my anniversary yesterday, so...
happy anniversary. It's your anniversary yesterday. It's Kirstie's birthday tomorrow. Are you married
it's almost as if it was
before
planned.
Kirstie's birthday?
It's almost as if we planned it around Kirstie's birthday.
It's a Kirstie-themed wedding.
I mean, everyone had big mohawks. It was wild. Yeah, it was fantastic. You know,
That
and everyone had a round table where they discussed their favorite Pokemon. It was just
I love it.
Obviously, because I love money.
And you didn't even invite Kirstie to this Kirstie-themed wedding.
I mean, that would have spoiled the surprise, I guess. You know, we streamed it to her.
Fantastic. Do you just want to describe your appearance for the sake of anyone who might need that watching?
Yes, I am a young, square-headed male, assigned male. I have short brown hair and a brown circle beard, which basically makes me look like Stone Cold Steve Austin's disappointment of a son. I am quite thin and sort of stringy in my physical build. I'm probably the only 28-year-old man who could logically play a prospector in an old Western film without any prosthetics whatsoever. And I'm currently sporting a grey turtleneck, which is a little bit 1984-esque, but it was purchased from the women's aisle, and when I told my 69-year-old aunt that I had bought clothes from the women's aisle, her immediate response to it was, well, obviously, it's cheaper. So I feel like I'm in good hands to announce this as a women's turtleneck sweater, and I love it to bits. But yeah, other than that, I am pretty nice and happy with my appearance, despite the jokes.
Absolutely lovely to hear it. Thanks so much for coming on the show. We've put I've put a link to your podcast in the chat if you want to tell us a bit about that.
Yes, so I am the creator and the writer of a scripted radio series / podcast. We're trying to get more than 4 episodes out a year, and we're having great success in that we released our first episode of this year at the end of March, so going well. But the latest episode was released on Friday, this past Friday. The show is called Keo and Maxi's Adventures in Everything. and it's kind of a surreal sci-fi adventure comedy, and it's essentially if Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy were in a weird Dr. Seuss world. And I'll just give a quick shout out to my main cast because I really want their names to get out there as well because they're fantastic. Rowan M. Shergold, Carpenter Lockwood, Ben Swithin, James Mitchell, Hannah Fletcher. You're all amazing. And the 9th episode came out on Friday and has a special guest appearance by a good friend of Blizzard's, Edward Roworth, who plays a deranged librarian, which I think is the most fitting role he'll ever get.
I was going to say, yeah. Was he playing a deranged librarian, or did you just like bug his house and use the?
I just followed him around with the microphone and just told, by the way, Ed, your name is now Keeper of the Tomes. Can you roll with that? And then he just did the rest, and it was magic. But yeah, no, it's on Spotify, SoundCloud. It's also on Buzzsprout if you can get on that. And we hope to churn out more and more as the year progresses.
Nice. Yeah, but Buzzsprout is what we put in the chat because that's the first one I found when I quickly Googled it. Whilst quickly hasty together all of the Moobot commands.
Yeah, all are valid, all are useful.
But yeah, so do give it a listen. If you're a fan of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy or any of the kind of Douglas Adams-esque works, definitely.
Also, I will just very quickly promote that I also run a game show / weird Lovecraftian thing. It's basically Shooting Stars meets Lovecraft without the racism. It's run by myself, Callum Jarvis Jones, and Aidan Pine. It's happening at Dina in Sheffield City Centre this Wednesday evening, and it is called Forbidden Playroom, and it is essentially a weird game show with 4 fantastic contestant guests, 4 fantastic comics: Zoe Berry, Epi Brilliant, Saul Henry, and Avery Knight. And I am thrilled to be doing that again on Wednesday night. So come to Sheffield and enjoy the Forbidden Playroom.
Fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. Go do that if you're near Sheffield, or even if you're not, just go there. You're not doing anything else on Wednesday, are you? Exactly. So just go along. Thanks very much for coming on the show, Stuart. And last but not least, we have the wonderful Stephen Catling. Stephen, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I just came back from doing the Glasgow International Comedy Festival. Why they needed to put the I in there, I don't know, but they have. That involved. But yeah, no, I was doing my show up there, Behavioural Problems, something autism. That is the title of the show. That involves me promoting it to the Glaswegians by dressing up as a bee, which ended up with me waiting outside the Stuart League performance dressed as a bee in the rain, just so that when the audience members opened that door, there would be me waiting outside and say, "Don't mind me, yes, it is cold, I can feel my nipples poking out through this bee costume, but I'm just being myself now, take a fucking flyer."
Iconic. Beautiful.
If I'm and I'm taking that show. That's going down to Brighton as well, and that's also going to be coming up to the Manchester Comedy Festival when that arrives, and Buxton, if anyone's going to pop to that, and Edinburgh. Those who are visually impaired, to describe myself, just picture a Harry Potter, but if he was in Train Spotting. But also with a beard that would make a Greek Stoic philosopher look jealous, but with slightly more pale skin than the marble. Which, if it is a visual impairment, that will have been lost in translation, but that will have to do.
Fantastic. I like how you answered all of my questions before I got to ask them as well. Really efficient. Really. You just saw what I asked everyone else. And we're like, I'm not fucking around with the back and forth. We're just getting this done straight away. Have you got any shows coming? Well, you've already mentioned the Fringe, but is there anything that you've neglected to mention that you want to tell people about? If not, we'll just move on. It's fine.
Nah, just look up and keep your eyes out for Manchester or Buxton. Or Brighton, depending where you are in the country. There may be more previews coming up because people have been demanding me, especially because some people are like, "Are you doing the bee tonight at gigs?" I'm like, I don't have time, people. You know how much honey I'm getting through.
I'd like to think someone's just joined the stream now at the sentence, "Oh, are you doing the bee tonight?"
Yeah, no.
Fucking superb. Well, we've put Stephen's Twitter and Instagram in the chat, so go and follow him if you're not already, if you want to hear more news about that. And yeah, fantastic. That's everyone. So let's start the show. When I get my script up. Okay, our first round is called Fake News, or is it? Ooh. Yes, it is. This round is all about discerning fact from fiction. We give our guests 3 headlines, 2 real, 1 fake, and they have to correctly identify which one the fake headline is. We're going to start with AMARPAL's team. Your 3 headlines are: Man accidentally eats Cadbury cream egg worth £10,000. Man sues Buffalo Wild Wings, claiming boneless wings are simply chicken nuggets. And a streamer banned from Twitch after illegally streaming episodes of Friends dubbed into Celtic Cornish.
I'll say straight off the bat, I have the diet of a 5-year-old. Any vegetables, I'm not touching it. Fruit, not touching it. So I am one of those people that is like, boneless wings are wings. You are not going to judge me for having my chicken nuggies with an adult name. So I could see that is someone would kick off about that, but I'm exactly on the side of the boneless wing lovers of my community. Me, my 5-year-old daughter, and the rest.
I have to say, I'm completely opposite. No, wings have bones. I'm making a strong dissent on this. I disagree with that, but I don't know if it's right or not. But it does sound.
It was you, Kath. You were outside the KFC with that picket sign saying wings have bones. It was very catchy.
Find me at any local KFC.
Kath is a representative of Big Meat. And is trying to remove any kind of vegan or any kind of carnivorous alternatives. So it has to have meat. It has to have bones.
One of my sister's friends felt really strongly that milk, like almond milk, should. It's not the milk of a mammal. It's misnamed. It's a juice. He's just strongly arguing. And you're like,
you found a way of making almond milk less enjoyable. Just like have some almond juice. Taking almond juice.
That sounds so much
it goes on cereal if it's not milk.
Hot take here. To be fair, almond milk is the least enjoyable of the non-dairy milks. There's my hot take on that one.
It makes me throw up. And they've got anyway.
We're right out the bat with controversy here today.
Yeah.
It's soy or oat. I mean, these are
the big issues, Johnny. This is what people are talking about up and down the marketplace.
We've got some new headlines for you, Johnny.
Somebody call GB News. What a field day.
Man accidentally eats Cadbury cream egg worth £10,000. Has that been
I think that
coronation?
Was a crisp.
What's
I think that was a crisp. Because I remember, I think it was Walker's had a heart-shaped crisp, and if you found it, you won money. And I was like, I don't know about you guys, but when I'm that depressed, just going through a grab bag of prawn cocktail at the train station, I'm not comparing what pieces of crisp look like other pieces of crisp. It's a handful in my mouth, then I pick out the crumbs in my beard. Dessert.
Well, imagine if it's crushed though, and you're there trying to jigsaw it back together, going, "Give me the money."
I got a broken heart. Can I have £10,000, please?
I was about to say, how the hell do you keep the integrity of a crisp? I mean, how unless they have some kind of kind of super gelatinous thing that they insert into the crisp. I don't see any way you could
probably almond milk.
Probably almond milk. Yeah. Exactly.
Comes in a glass case, doesn't it? And you buy them individually wrapped.
They're like Werther's Originals. You just got them this little twist. I would say the bottom one is Friends into Celtic Cornish got a guy banned off Twitch, which, to be fair, isn't exactly the we were talking earlier before the show about Friends and about others. Now I do smell the conspiracy of all of these sitcoms are just all one and the same. So who knows whether Celtic Cornish was even in Who knows?
Did Jonny initiate that conversation? Like, was it in their mind at the back?
Ooh, looking for clues.
The friends was on the right.
How much Celtic Cornish do you
never
speak?
initiate conversation about friends in my life. How dare you accuse me?
Friends? What are those?
Yeah, I was thinking that, and I was like, "Oh, I had a really sharp put down. I'm like, I'm not doing that."
To be fair, was it banned for copyright reasons, or was it just Twitch has a problem with the Cornish? Like, that's now my concern. Is like, is Twitch like, does it consider Cornwall the least marketable place?
I know what it was, Stuart. There was an episode where Joey was having a scone and he put the jam and cream the wrong way around, and they were not having any of that.
Forever banned. I mean,
Is it a hate crime from the English neighbours to report them? Oh, they're doing something in Cornish. Oh.
To be fair, I don't know. The last time I was in Cornwall, I don't think they'd ever heard of Wi-Fi or the internet at all. So, so I don't know if it was even worth having it on the stream, to be honest.
Now,
I mean, they are a petty bunch, the Cornish. Like we're listening in that English language.
I
they all
refrain
listen
from
in the
this.
Netherlands.
I refrain from commenting any further because the last time I did a live stream show, I apparently became public enemy number 1 with the Australians, and I'm trying to make amends here with KATH.
I did not see the chat.
Come at me, Cornwall.
Oh my gosh!
Come at me. I'm in Yorkshire. We're a better county than you, and we're proud of it.
I'm South Yorkshire, so I represent my friend.
Same here.
Right.
Yeah, bizarrely, John, I don't know if you realise, I was supposed to be team captain in the promo, so I feel like I have a right of veto here. If AMARPAL says the wrong thing, I feel like I've got a veto. I'll just be like, nah, don't agree.
No, KATH, you were supposed to be team captain, but then I called Uncle Rishi, and Uncle Rishi.
We got swapped for the later characters. What are we choosing anyway?
I think it's a Friends one.
I'm kind of angling towards the Buffalo Wings one, but the cream egg one, I believe.
That is definitely true.
You had a plausible with the Cadbury cream egg being a crisp, though. I was like, oh well, that must be it.
But I know they're doing promotions at the moment where it's like find the Cadbury cream egg that has the face
I'd love
of Joey Whittaker or whatever it is.
I'm going to start buying crisps.
I would have a 10,000. I would get someone to pay me £10,000 not to eat a Cadbury's cream egg. That's how much I hate Cadbury's cream egg. Just give me my nuggies, boneless nuggies, please.
I'm happy to go with. I'm nominating wings, but I mean, if you nominate the Friends one, AMARPAL, I'm happy for KATH to just decide on her.
KATH can decide.
But I feel like the person that's going to win the £10,000 for the heart-shaped crisp, that's definitely going to be someone who's 4 grandparents in a bed, isn't it?
I think we confused because it was the cream egg.
I don't know. I'm happy for you to make a decision here, AMARPAL. I don't care.
You know what? Asian person in power has never made a wrong decision in this country, so I'm going for Friends.
Then I can blame you. Yeah.
So you're saying Friends is a fake one?
Let's look at him.
Yeah.
You're correct. That is a fake one. Yes.
It's because of the internet. You picked it up, Stu.
and
thank you to all our fans in Cornwall.
I'm happy, Cornwall.
You don't have to come to a show. I recommend you don't to a AMARPAL. Don't.
I mean, Brighton's very close to Cornwall, so if I get protested outside my Fringe event, I only have myself to blame.
But yes. So a man did accidentally eat a Cadbury cream egg worth £10,000, which, to put into perspective, is a whole day of Matt Hancock. Imagine eating a whole day of Matt Hancock. A man has attempted to sue Buffalo Wild Wings, claiming that boneless chicken wings are just chicken nuggets. I don't actually have a joke for this one, but I just want to point out that the lawsuit document is 23 pages long, so he's taking it seriously.
As he should.
But yeah, a streamer has not been banned from Twitch after illegally streaming Cornish Friends. In fact, that is the only reason that any streamer has not been banned from Twitch. So there we are. Right, Kirstie's team. Kirstie, your 3 headlines are: Kid Rock's No Snowflakes tour postponed due to cold snap.
That'd be true.
Elon Musk reportedly building based AI because ChatGPT GPT is too woke. I missed the middle one. Influencer who married herself considers divorce after 24 hours.
So, I mean, I have not spent a lot of time paying attention to the news recently, but I feel like I've definitely heard the one about the influencer who married herself. I think someone brought that up to me over the weekend, but this weekend was a very drunken blur, so the details. And, you know, I know how you do this, Jonny. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, they told me it was a week and you've changed it to 24 hours. The Elon Musk thing, I think I've also heard. But I don't know if I've heard something similar. The Kid Rock thing I haven't heard.
First off, I love your approach of, I'm not going to do any little jokes about these. We're in this to fucking win.
Yeah, no, 100%.
We mean business, guys.
Well, the thing is, I saw Jonny over the weekend, which suggests they had free time, which suggests that one of these they wrote when Control S had a wank and then just went, that's great. That reeks of the first one. That is such a that's a Control S wank one.
I feel for your team though, Kirstie. Our options are just really fun, entertaining food-based ones. Yours are like, if any of these are real, the world is on fire.
So the no snowflakes one is
that one's too good to be true.
Yeah, I feel like the world that we live in, like, absolutely would not let us shut Kid Rock up for a second. Like, we're stuck with his bullshit. The influencer one, I feel like I have heard. I feel like I've heard that. I feel like I don't know what my feelings are about this whole story, if I'm honest with you. It's okay, you do you, sort of.
Are you okay, Kirstie?
No. Like, the Elon Musk one, again, I feel like I've heard
play the existential crisis jingle.
He is the biggest bell end in the world right now, so
like I don't want to ever hear anything about Elon Musk, and I know so much about his bullshit life. Like, but no, I do think he's either said something similar, or because like he's done.
That's the thing. The way he speaks on Twitter, it's almost like he's died and an AI's replaced him. So it absolutely could be.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be a logical follow-on to like his attitude around taking over Twitter. And
I love right now in Kirstie's head is just a somber version of Happy Birthday.
Living on this planet is a fucking curse, man.
Did anyone?
Oh, you did open my card.
All I'm thinking is, did the influencer at any point maybe consider marriage counselling with herself?
Yeah.
Just, I don't understand how, like, when it says influencer who married herself, like I know I've seen those people do those like commitment to myself sort of things that are more about just like making a commitment to like self-care and like not needing a relationship to feel fulfilled and like you've got a complete life. But like I don't understand how you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this thing that's committing to like making sure that I've taken care of myself first and foremost, as like a self-care thing, and then being like, nah, maybe not, because it's like
I believe it. I absolutely believe it. Like, there was a woman who was married to the Berlin Wall. Anything's possible now.
I feel like people are overusing the term married, because that's a legal thing. The Berlin Wall did not sign a marriage certificate. right?
No,
Like-
it's not
know of.
overused. Me and my girlfriend got engaged last year, and I horrifyingly found out I'd actually married Lydia Hampson-Delamere in age 7 in year 3
Oh no!
for a shiny Alakazam card. So it's very real.
I definitely believe that one. I believe that's a real
also-
headline, is what I believe. Like,
Also, to Death do his part, and like, you think?
Right, what are you thinking?
I think-
Video up yourself.
I think the Kid Rock one is false. Do either of you two have any other opinions?
Last
No,
time
I
I saw
don't.
I have no reason to believe Jonny didn't write the script before this weekend, but when I saw Jonny, they were very happy, and if I'd have written the first one, I'd be very happy.
Yeah,
Number one.
tracks.
I enjoy your logic there. Thanks. Yep, you are correct. That is the fake one.
Hey!
Yes. Although, like in complimenting me, you also did use the joke I was going to use for the Elon Musk one about Elon Musk actually being an AI now. That transition is ruined. So.
Can we deduct a point away from them for that?
No, I just have to deduct a point from myself for being lazy with my writing.
Quick, no, just get a chatbot up and type in the terms. They'll get you a new one in 3 seconds.
Oh, that will inevitably be around in this at some point. Something to do with AI. But yeah, an influencer who married herself has considered divorce after 24 hours. Apparently, she was saving herself until marriage, but then was thoroughly disappointed by herself on her honeymoon. But no. Kid Rock's No Snowflake Store hasn't been postponed for any reason and will still be taking place this summer. Aren't we lucky? So at the end of that round, both teams are on 3 points, so that was a waste of time. Our next game is called Propaganda, or is it? I'll stop. This round, each of our guests will be taking on roles as editors of various news and special interest publications and will be reading some of the major headlines of the month in the style of their own work. This will be a free-for-all, so I'm going to read out the headlines and they're going to regurgitate back. This episode, AMARPAL is being the editor for Kerrang! Magazine. KIRSTIE is being the editor for the Pokemon Annual. KATH is Vogue Australia. Don't know why. Joe is Chortle. Stuart is Tomorrow's World Magazine, and Stephen is Playboy.
A lot of typecasting going on here, Jonny, at the moment.
A lot of typecasting.
I think they were the wrong heading.
Yes, I'm clearly Hugh Hefner.
I'm very clearly from the future, so yeah.
I think we had the wrong heading, so we might need everyone just to repeat what they are, because it might have confused people.
Oh yeah, we got the wrong ones then. AMARPAL is Kerrang! Magazine. KIRSTIE is Pokemon Annual. KATH is Vogue Australia. Joe is Chortle. Stuart is Tomorrow's World, and Stephen is Playboy.
If we're going to go on stereotype, failed stand-up who also failed to get into the footlights. I'm Chortle.
You're welcome.
Have fun.
So I'll read these out. You just come in with your suggestions as and when you have them. The first headline is Chinese startup invents long-distance kissing machine.
Okay, so lipstick looks and shades to personalise your new kissing machine.
Chinese producers plan to keep all the most uninteresting people in the world in their homes indefinitely.
Pete Doherty rushed to Tokyo Hospital because,
I enjoy how it's a Chinese one who was rushed to Tokyo Hospital. Amazing.
Try before you buy. Pairing your kissing app to Hinge. Your kissing machine to Hinge.
Sudden uptick in sales of Lopunny, Gardevoir, and Vaporeon plushies. Unexplained.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
New machine allows reviewers to kiss ass without comedians even having to leave Cambridge.
Chinese invent opportunity to keep kissing with people when we are never allowed outside again. The future is we're never allowed outside in the future.
I don't know what emote more 3193 is just used there, but it's very upsetting. Right, any more for that one?
Chinese invent bow station. It's so dumb.
Okay, next one. British operator extremely disappointed as French rival wins post-Brexit border contract.
French operator. Oh no, God.
Yeah, you go, Joe.
French operator wins contracts for Mademoiselle Brown's Boys. Even more riots expected.
Good.
C'est la vie. Whinging Poms are still trying to battle the French.
Using new technology, France have invented Britain 2.0. Exact same size as the landmass of Great Britain and in the exact same location.
Getting over the contract and getting out. Tips to reinvent yourself when you've been dumped.
Any more for that one?
French rival wins post-Brexit border contract, but it's written on someone's arse.
French operator cancels new Taskmaster spin-off as all contestants open the envelope, read the task, and then go, why?
Self-care. What to do when you miss that promotion.
Okay, next one. BBC will not broadcast Attenborough episode over fear of right-wing backlash.
BBC announces new robotic host, Smilin' Dave.
Cute and furry animals are a fiery apocalypse. Dave and Attenborough wedding themes for your special day.
David Attenborough to headline Download Festival, front-manning the melting Arctic monkeys.
BBC also cancelled the broadcast of Attenborough's risque offensive stand-up special, Bluer Planet.
Any more for that one?
I have more, but they're probably too depressing for broadcast.
Wedding narrators for your special day. Prices and how to hire Attenborough.
Okay, next one. Oh, go on. No, you go on.
BBC fearing right wing, basically doing S&M on it.
Oh, they'd like that though. To be fair, they would like that. None like the right wing tying themselves up and then complaining about it.
I'd love the return of S&M TV.
just some extreme right wing person again. So it's like, it's awful, I'm in this mess. Like, you chose it.
Gary Lineker to return to Match of the Day after BBC suspension.
Showing your employer who is boss. Lineker's dress for success.
Any more for that one?
What to wear? What to wear when you're watching Match of the Day? Coordinates for every team's colour.
Gary Lineker to return to Match of the Day for with technological advances. He is now in the bunker. All football to take place within the bunker.
Here's a picture of Gary Lineker practicing shibari, which is Japanese bondage.
Gary Lineker breaks tradition by being suspended by the BBC and having the dignity not to appear on Mark Dolan's GB News programme.
VAR to replace Gary Lineker in future indications because they just take 3 minutes to do nothing anyway, so...
Elon Musk pilots an app to develop a Gary Lineker of his own.
BBC to announce new technological robotic host, Smiling Gary.
Don't you mean Kissing Gary?
Fair enough.
Lineker, I hardly know her. 4 stars.
Okay.
Pleasant Courtyard, 420.
Gary Glitter recalled to jail 1 month after his release.
Prison accessories to pack when you're locked up.
By 2040, predictions are that Gary Glitter's brain in a jar will be let out on good behaviour.
The war on rock continues as Gary Glitter's headline spot at Leeds Fest given to Miley Cyrus.
Gary Glitter breaks record for longest time between encore.
Very good.
Forget Gary Glitter. Instead, try real glitter that you also won't be able to remove metaphorically from the carpet.
Fucking hell.
Gary Glitter recalled back into the prison showers.
Wow.
Ready? The next one?
No. Can we let this bad taste linger?
Rupert Murdoch to marry for 5th time as he announced his engagement to Anne Leslie Smith.
How to get through your divorce and move on. 7 tips from the expert Rupert Murdoch.
Rupert Murdoch attempts 5th try at Edinburgh Comedy Award nomination for his new breakup show.
1 star.
New secrets along a life discovered as Rupert Murdoch siphons blood from Anne Leslie Smith.
And read this article of a man that makes Johnny Sins look like Johnny Saint.
What colour dress to wear when your wife number 5? Feeling special on your special day.
Rupert Murdoch to stream 5th divorce live from the bunker.
All divorces must happen within the bunker.
Within the bunker, yes.
Succession, and now renewed for a 5th season.
Okay, last one. Humans predicted to achieve immortality within the next 8 years.
AI predicts human experience in 2045. Reads quotes. Why won't I die?
Perpetual 10-year-old Ash Ketchum wonders why everyone else took so long to figure it out.
You don't have to worry about seeing younger bands and all the talented people. With immortality, you can see Kiss, Metallica, and AC/DC over and over again.
Spice. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Spice up your never-ending sex life. How to reconnect at 5 or 50 years.
Mark Watson announces 24 Millennium Show.
How to know if your love will last eternally. Real.
ChatGPT discovered bollocks. We shouldn't have told them that.
Okay, any more for that one? Okay, at the end of that round, AMARPAL's team are on 8 points and KIRSTIE's team are on 5 points. Yeah, good job, everyone. You're Good. We're going to have a short break now. Well, I say we're going to have a short break. Like, you all still have to stay here in the chat, otherwise we will be suing. But we won't be here. We're going to have a short break where some of us are going to go to the loo, and I don't know what they're going to do, but they're going to do something, and they're going to be back in like 10 minutes or so.
I think I'm going to read some of Stephen's magazine.
If you are enjoying the show, we are entirely crowdfunded, so if you want to support us, you can do so by the usual methods on Twitch, subscribing or throwing some bits at us, and you can also join our Patreon for as little as £2 a month, where you can get early access to show tickets as well as discounts on our merch store, and other cool little gifts occasionally when we remember to have them.
Jonny is definitely not saving up to buy a long distance kissing machine.
No, absolutely not.
Although, if you want us to have a long distance kissing machine, if you get one as well, Patreons can have a kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's a great Patreon.
If we make enough money per month, you can have one kiss from Jonny each month.
I like how we solved the never-ending problem.
One long-distance kiss from Jonny.
No,
I like how we solved the problem. How can we sexually assault people at a distance?
Only if they want it, obviously.
I don't know, it sounds like a threat, Kirstie. Like, if you do not subscribe,
if you do not subscribe,
in the post.
The machine doesn't have a tongue, right?
I don't think so.
It doesn't have a tongue due to morality.
That's how it crawls to your blood while you're sleeping.
I was going to say, I haven't personally looked at the prototype. I haven't personally tested the prototype, Kath, so I can't really say for sure.
It's in the news article. There's no tongue.
I mean, I'm just waiting for them to announce the special edition Jar Jar Binks Chupa Chup edition, where there will be some.
You know what? I am very glad I didn't use this news story for the picture round.
I can't imagine it looks particularly like savoury. Like,
no,
is that what you wanted, a kiss, Kirstie? I want a sweet kiss. I want sugar all over someone's mouth.
There aren't that many things I want to put my mouth on anyway.
Apparently,
like, if someone's like, buy this thing just for putting your mouth on, I'd be like, no. I just want to put my mouth on like some pizza and then I'm done.
See, there's the hole in the market. Just make it pizza flavored. Just make the fabric or whatever the thing is made of.
Fabric.
You can get a flavor of your choice. I don't know what it's made of.
Your idea of Kirstie.
Are they going to sell like accompanying lip balms made for the fabric that's on it?
Yeah, well, I reckon because Australian Vogue's already picked up on that as a risk. Is how you can have one that's going to
I would hope if someone, I would hope even if someone hacks into the long distance kissing machine, it physically can't actually jump you. I'd hope so. Yeah.
Just every day, it's like, oh no, it's going to alien me.
Oh god!
It is only a matter of time before they cater to those niche interests. There's definitely enough people who would get an alien kissing machine.
I mean,
he's got
China announces new Vorbot.
He owns the IP though, and it's registered in Japan, and they're not allowed the tongue because it has to fit the morality laws. So it could actually be because of that. It could actually take like 20 years.
That should be fine.
it would be fine.
Kirstie's just waiting for the Pokemon kissing machine. You got to.
I don't want there to be a Pokemon kissing machine. I genuinely
special
find
edition
it disturbing.
unboxing version of Talking Trubbish.
No,
but seriously, I mean, it would have to be a morality code if it was invented in China and Japan. For example, by an alternative, if it were the same machine with the same purpose, but it were built in somewhere like, I don't know, Newcastle. It probably would have a few more features attached to it, probably.
Would the Grimer or the Muck kissing Pokemon machine have more lube or even more?
No.
On that note, I'm going to go for a piss.
We'd like to thank the
a piss, Jonny. A piss.
We'd like to thank the Pokemon. we'd like to thank the Pokemon Company for sending us the Mr. Mime edition. We didn't want them to. We asked them not to, but here it is.
That's what you're getting.
Oh god, what would be outside of the obvious ones like Lopunny and Gardevoir? I feel like there are a few.
The obvious ones.
Well, I mean, I know what the internet likes. I have a radio series.
Isn't there one called like Jinx, which is like Lady Gaga and Pokemon?
Jinx, yeah, is
oh Jesus!
I mean,
is a problem.
like there are a lot of Pokemon that like just look like dudes. Like Macho is just a dude. Hitmonchan is just a dude.
Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee are just based on...
Rillaboom is just a dude.
Offitel.
Is that their Pokemon type, Kirstie? Like you got Fighter, Fire, Dude.
Just a dude.
Yeah.
I hope that's 10
vulnerable to therapy attacks.
Yeah.
This is my team of Pokemon. There's like basically just people, but like a fun color.
Yeah. Dude Duo, Dude Trio. There's loads.
Nice button. I feel like this is a very, very niche conversation now that's only appealing to those who grew up with Pokemon.
I mean, personally, I'm more of a Digimon fan, but...
Ooh,
I like both growing up. I wasn't one of those. I wasn't one of those like that was on. I was happily on both sides of that fence at the same time.
I like both, but.
But then, to be fair, I am a massive coward when it comes to personal opinions. So I'm a people pleaser. So I just like everything. So don't take my opinion with a pinch of salt. Take my opinion with a pinch of salt.
Don't take your opinion with a pinch of salt. I'm confused. Am I adding
whichever
salt
you prefer, Stephen. Whichever you prefer.
Don't take it with a pinch of salt, because as Kirstie already said, she does not like savoury.
Salty sailor kisses.
Jerky kisses.
In your Pokemon game.
No.
For anyone else listening, we were talking about Bob's Burgers earlier, and Kirstie literally just did the Tina.
Tina's a whole mood, though. Tina is actually a mood.
Oh,
like,
Tina, yeah.
Just her attitude is like just being like,
I like horses, I like books, and I'm anxious about it.
I do like how like unashamedly horny she is, even around her own family.
One of my favorite things about Tina is that they've managed to like give her the sexuality of a teenager without sexualizing the character in a gross way.
Yeah.
They've done it well. They've done it well, where she's exploring the feelings of it without it being.
It's
basically without being big mouth, you know.
Yeah, I feel like she's at that age where she doesn't understand quite what she's feeling. Like she's not old enough to be like horny, but we know that's what it is. If that makes sense. But she's just like,
what are these feelings?
I'm gonna look at this bum, and then I feel good, and that's it. We don't need to look any deeper into that.
Yeah. I don't know what I missed when I was going for a piss, but I've just seen more 3193 put Team Modern Slavery in the chat. So,
oh, Pokemon?
Yeah, probably.
I assume it's related to Pokemon, but
Team Modern Slavery, the game.
Is that the new one? Like, there's Team Modern, there's Team Slavery. Bring back Rocket, I say.
Yeah, even Team Rocket are like, whoa, you guys have gone too far here.
we just wanted a Pikachu. I mean, you know, like that's all we wanted. I long for the day when there is a game where you can. I long for the day when there is a game where you can play as Team Rocket, just because I want to see how Nintendo would ever justify that, because they're such like moral high ground. They're such a moral high ground company when it comes to stuff.
Not to be a nerd about it, but there is Pokemon Colosseum where you start off as the evil team and you turn rogue within the first cutscene.
That is true.
It's very annoying. You get so close.
So close to being evil.
Yeah.
I would. I know they never will, but I would like it if they released like a Pokemon game where you can follow different paths, because obviously you only ever become like a Pokemon master. Like that's the thing you're doing. You do the gym challenge, and they have kind of done bits where it's like, oh, you can you know, you can do like the contests and things, but they were never as fleshed out a story. I really would like it if they had like, you know, you could become a gym trainer if you wanted, or you could join Team Rocket, or like you could do all of these.
Or literally just like work in a Pokemon center. Just
that'd be cool, actually. Yeah, like a hospital.
There's a little mini game like you have to do to heal other people's Pokemon.
That sounds horrendous.
Basically like the theme hospital game, but with Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's horrendous though, because so many people like, I really want to become a vet, and I'm like, so the whole thing you want to do is like put animals down and have to treat animals that you can't save. That's why I wouldn't want to work in a Poke Center. I'd be like, look at these cute Pokemon. Oh no, guess we have to harvest their organs.
Pokemon never die though; they just faint.
I don't know. There's some,
I think that's what your mum and dad told you a long time ago.
There's some surgeon creaming on the Slowpoke tails.
There's an organ black market. There's a black market in Pokemon.
Yeah, I was going to say there's definitely a load of stuff in the canon about Pokemon dying and being used for.
I mean, there's ghost Pokemon.
There is like Lavender Town is just known for all of the deaths.
It's a
there's a
Pokemon
graveyard in like every single game.
Yeah,
and
they
like,
just become ghost Pokemon, as AMARPAL said.
Like a massive like plot point of the first game is Marowak dying, Cubone's mother being tortured to death by Team Rocket.
Do that again, Pokemon. Do that again, games.
So there's a lot of really dark shit in the Pokemon games, especially if you read the Pokedex entries, mostly for ghost Pokemon. Drifloon steals children. Banette is like an abandoned doll that came back to haunt the child that abandoned it. Like, it's absolutely mad, and I feel like it just doesn't, like, people don't read it enough. And like, I realize you play a video game because you don't want to do reading, but like, there's a lot of like really creepy stuff that you just don't notice if you like skim the Pokedex entries.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain it's in Scarlet and Violet. The new entry for Ghastly says that all Ghastlies are the souls of Pokemon on your old Pokemon home accounts that Nintendo just can't recover because they can't because fuck you.
See that thing you invested in? Yeah, no, they're all dead now, and you've got this to prove it.
You subscribe to Pokemon Bank? Sorry.
This is what happens when you don't support live services in AAA gaming. You kill Pokemon.
Before we get even further down this rabbit hole, because we could definitely talk about this for the rest of the show.
It's a score bunny hole.
Brilliant. Right, that's a good sign. It's time for the end of the break. The chat is talking about how delicious Pikachu would be. So we're going to move on.
Oh no!
I'm into that.
Brian David Gilbert has a lot to answer for.
Oh no!
I should clarify. I think in like eating the meat of rather than something gross. I mean, arguably that's also gross, but you know that's perceptions. Shut up. Our next game is Between the Lines. This round is all about breaking down the speeches and statements of public figures and translating what they're really trying to say. I'm going to be reading through some of the speeches of this month, and the team's going to interrupt me with the hidden subtext of each line. So we're going to start with AMARPAL's team, where we're going to be dissecting a heavily abridged version of Boris Johnson's testimony during his hearing this month. What we're going to do is I'm going to read his speech one line at a time. After the first line, AMARPAL will translate. After the second line, KATH will translate. After the third line, Stuart will translate, and we'll just keep looping until we finish. So we're going to start with AMARPAL. First line is, I am here to say to you, hand on heart.
Is this where my heart should be?
That I did not lie to the House.
I thoroughly regret being caught lying to the House.
When those statements were made, they were made in good faith.
When those statements were made, I was very, very drunk. I was at a party. Things went down.
And on the basis of what I honestly knew and believed at the time...
Wait, I have beliefs?
I know that people around the country... I know that people around the country will look at those events and think they look like the very kind of events that we or I were forbidding to everyone else.
Am I fooling anyone with this?
But I will believe till the day I die that it was my job to thank staff for what they had done.
I'm definitely fooling everyone with this.
Especially during a crisis like COVID, which kept coming back, which seemed to have no end.
You know, in a lot of ways, me and COVID have a lot in common.
And when people's morale did, I'm afraid, begin to sink.
When, sorry?
And when people's morale did, I'm afraid, begin to sink.
When I made everyone feel really, really horrible, especially in Manchester with endless lockdowns.
The more important point is that the police agreed.
Such as my friend Bill. My friend Bill knows what he's talking about and will definitely be there when I have, any protesters outside of my house.
They did not find that my attendance at any of these farewell gatherings was against the rules.
I was never invited. I just walked in.
I obviously did not know at the time that any of these events later escalated beyond what was lawful after I left.
Yeah, I'm really actually quite unpopular, so I have...
I really must insist to this point. People who say that we were partying in lockdown simply do not know what they are talking about.
You weren't there. You don't know. Fight you.
People who say that event was purely a social gathering are quite wrong.
I wish I had friends.
My purpose there was to thank the staff, to motivate them in what had been a very difficult time.
Do I have a life purpose?
And what was also a very difficult day in which the cabinet secretary had just resigned.
He didn't even let me use the whip.
Oh, perfect way to end it. Thanks very much. Okay, next we've got Kirstie's team, who are going to be translating BBC Director General Tim Davies' statement on the suspension and unsuspension of Gary Linekar. That's the word, unsuspension. We're going to start with Kirstie, then Joe, then Stephen, and loop it around that way. Everyone recognises this has been a difficult period for staff, contributors, presenters, and most importantly, our audiences.
We have all been off our heads trying to figure out how to spin this in a way that won't make us all look like cunts.
I apologise for this.
I'm sorry?
Brilliant.
The potential confusion caused by the grey areas of the BBC's social media guidance that was introduced in 2020 is recognised.
Fuck it.
I want to get matters resolved and our sport content back on air.
I really just need people to pretend like this never happened.
Impartiality is important to the BBC. It is also important to the public.
If you don't think what I'm saying is left-wing, you're right.
The BBC has a commitment to impartiality in its charter and a commitment to freedom of expression.
Until it breaks the above claims.
That is a difficult balancing act to get right when people are subject to different contracts and on-air positions and with the different audience and social media profiles.
Some people just won't toe the Tory line, but they're too popular for us to sack them.
The BBC's social media guidance is designed to help manage these sometimes difficult challenges, and I'm aware there is a need to ensure that the guidance is up to this task.
I mean, have you seen Sky? Have you seen their viewing figures? What the fuck were we thinking?
It should be clear, proportionate, and appropriate.
We just don't want to upset people.
Accordingly, we are announcing a review led by an independent expert.
That way, it's their fault when more inevitable cuntness happens.
Reporting to the BBC on its existing social media guidance with a particular focus on how it applies to freelancers outside of news and current affairs.
Bobby? Hey, Bobby Joby. Listen, that money I gave you, could you, we need to get some better freelancers in. Can you just, like a tenner?
The BBC and myself are aware that Gary is in favour of such a review.
And we don't give a fuck.
Shortly, the BBC will announce who will contact. Shortly, the BBC will announce who will conduct that review.
We just need to figure out who's the least controversial person. That will still get us the answer we want.
Gary is a valued part of the BBC, and I know how much the BBC means to Gary.
Gary is a valued member of the BBC, but especially after Paddy McGuinness turned it down.
And I look forward to him presenting our coverage this coming weekend.
Free Walker's crisps for everyone.
Fantastic. Both of you are pretty good. I think I'm going to give the points to Kirstie's team, but also going to give some points to AMARPAL's team, because, well, I know points don't mean anything.
Excellent.
At the end of that round, AMARPAL's team are on 9 points, and Kirstie's team are catching up with 8 points. Getting close now. Our next round is cancelled. This is where guests get to vent their very specific frustrations and nominate a person, place, name, or abstract concept for us to cancel. And at the end of the round, audience at home will get to vote on who we cancel, and then they will face no consequences because cancel culture isn't real. Grow up. Who should let's start with? Let's start with AMARPAL. AMARPAL, who are you cancelling this month?
Right. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I was on here a few years ago and I was talking about my 3-year-old child, and there was some controversy over the fact that I put her in the position where I wanted to cancel her because she's a cunt. I don't know why you're laughing. You never met the bitch. But she's now 5 and she's matured slightly, so now she's just a bit of a twat. So we're getting there. So I thought I'd go with a less controversial option this time round, and the person I would like to cancel is rival team captain Kirstie Summer. Now we both have mohawks, but very clearly our energy levels reflect our mohawks. Mine very prim and proper, on edge, could be slowly dropping down to make a lovely fold-over beard. But that's not the reason I want to cancel it today. Last time I was on the show, Kirstie had a big rant, which was about the show Our Flag Means Death being cancelled. And it was about 70... Wait, go on.
It was about it not being renewed.
You don't have a right to rebuttal. You don't have a right to rebuttal.
No, so cancelling you, damn it.
Yeah, the whole rant was about 78 minutes long. Could have been longer. I wasn't really keeping track. But the whole issue that they brought forward was the fact that it was going to get cancelled, it was under review, and the rant referenced several other shows that have been cancelled, which really gives credence to the famous line from Scary Movie, watching TV shows that create serial killers, cancelling them does. I've never been in more fear of my life to when Kirstie was going on a full rampage. Now, she continued to barrage down the camera, as I did to Cornwall earlier, but it was even closer. And it was an aggressive, vitriol performance, which almost melted my beard off. And there was very little patience. There was no, well, we'll have to wait and see what the actors want to see. We won't have to wait and see what the producers want to see, HBO. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong in this situation. Maybe someone from HBO was in the stream on that day, and the venomous words leaked through the internet, stopped them. Twitter warriors came out, and immediately the tweets came, and she led the charge for it being renewed for a second season, which is currently under production. But through the anger and the vitriolage and the hatred that very day, 2 years ago, still sticks in my brain. For that reason, we need more love, we need more caring in the world. I know we need gay pirates. Everyone needs gay pirates. It's the one thing society is really missing at the moment. But for the anger and the frustration that came forward, unfortunately, I'd like to cancel her because then her team also have a disadvantage in this show.
Oh, fucking.
But I love her.
Wasn't expecting that right off the bat.
Can't throw that in at the end.
Sorry, not sorry.
It's her birthday tomorrow. You can't care for someone the day before their birthday.
Right? I also feel like I've done well worse things that you just didn't bring up.
Okay, fuck it. Kirsty, you can go next. Who are you cancelling this one?
Urgent rewrites.
AMARPAL.
So because I am turning 30 tomorrow, I'm gonna go full boomer. I would like to cancel social media. And it's like there are many legitimate problems with social media, many of which are directly attributable to Elon Musk, but it's not for any of those reasons really. Social media has always been like a cesspit where the worst people in the world can find a community to make life harder for everyone else. And all of the algorithms, like relying on rage engagement, doesn't help. But what I'm actually mad at is everything's trying to be TikTok, and I don't like that. Like, I don't like things that move or make noise when I'm not expecting them to. So an app that's nothing but videos that autoplay sounds like my worst fucking nightmare. Now, if you do like TikTok, I'm very happy for you. Like, I'm glad something's meeting like your needs. You go out and have a great time. I fucking hate that every other social media platform wants to be TikTok, and that I can't be on any of the apps that used to be still and quiet without random videos auto-playing at me. It does my fucking head in. And it's always the most toxic shit in the world. It's like lying to my partner to see what they say, and like, look at my kid doing something embarrassing. Like, I don't ever want to see a stranger's child doing anything. Like, your kid should not be on the internet. Stop it. And the ones that I get a lot are always like, oh, look at me when I weigh 200 pounds compared to where I weigh 120 pounds. I'm like, I hate it. Don't show me this. Like, I don't need this toxic bullshit just on my feed. And it's probably ultimately going to make me healthier because I'm just going to delete all of the social media. But like, I'm marketing, so I need access to it for a lot of things. Like, how else are people going to know to come and watch this show? I hate it. It's just the most toxic, awful bullshit. And it jumps out at you now and makes noise and moves. And it was I could just about tolerate it when it was still and quiet, and now I just feel very out of control all the time. So that's why.
Are you still talking about social media or the kissing machine?
Are they different at this point? Fab, thanks very much. Stephen, let's have you next. Who are you cancelling this month?
Okay, I'm going to cancel all recruiters that email me without telling me first how much the job's paying. Like, do not email me. Like, oh, are you interested in having a conversation? Are you going to be interested in telling me how much it is before we have a conversation? Like, I don't want to wait and be excited. Like, oh yeah, this could be a wonderful opportunity. Saying like, oh yeah, this pays like £100 a day. Like, fuck off. It's like £100 a day. Oh, and that's only if I'm working. Like, there's no fucking sick pay. There's no fucking holiday pay. It's like, I'm not interested. And then they come, it's like saying, hey, do you want to do it for £80 or £90 depending on experience? Like, why didn't you say that in the email? And then you're acting with all this positivity. I say the money's not good, and then you say, oh, but it's a wonderful school. I don't care if it's got a unicorn in the school. I don't want the job. I mean, I've gone for a particular industry with that reference, but I don't care if it's education. I don't care if it's in construction and there's a magical unicorn. I don't care if it's something I actually want to do. If you don't tell me. Oh. I think I got a bit too real.
Should we just rename this round therapy, do you reckon?
You might need to.
Isn't that just why we're all comedians in the first place? Therapy.
This is why we're here. Yeah.
Trauma.
Okay, Stuart, you're up next. Who are you cancelling?
Okay, so a little bit of a story. A very, very close and dear friend of mine has been messaging me quite a lot. I'm not cancelling them. They've been messaging me. They've been messaging me quite a lot. We've been exchanging a lot of thoughts over the last month. And one of the things that they seem to have done over the last month is make a distinct nemesis out of one David Walliams. They seem to have now made it their life's purpose to expose and just bring all of the horrible, shitty things that David Walliams has done, which he has done a lot, to the to the wider public, and making sure that all of the racist and the sexist and the stereotypical and the borderline pedophilic things that David Walliams has done over the course of his career and in children's books as well, is seen by a wide variety of people. But she has sent a lot of this to me specifically with messages saying, please get rid of David Walliams for me. Now, there are two things that spring to mind when I think of that. One, she's preaching to the converted, so I don't know why she's sending it all to me. I know David Walliams is a cunt. This is not news to me. Second of all, to potentially derail the purpose of this show, one man cannot cancel another. This is not something that I feel like I'm physically, mentally capable of doing with my small radio series that 20 people download, and the situation where the closest I'll ever get to appearing in the same room as David Walliams is potentially at a court hearing. So instead of potentially cancelling David Walliams, because I feel like that would be a futile endeavour, I just want to cancel the idea of David Walliams. I just want to cancel the concept of the existence of David Walliams, if possible, specifically to my friend, so that they completely have David Walliams erased from their understanding of the universe and the world in which they inhabit, and they can live a happy, free, comfortable life knowing nothing that can harm them about David Walliams in their entirety. So I would like to cancel the concept of David Walliams. The existential concept of David Walliams is my nomination on behalf of, for the sanity and sanctity of one of my closest friends, more than anything else in the world. So the concept of David Walliams. Not necessarily him. I can't do anything about him. If she's listening, I can't do anything about David Walliams, but I can make you forget him. I can make you forget him, alright? That's all you need. But the concept of David Walliams is my nomination to be cancelled.
Fab. If it makes you feel any better, I also get these messages from her, so it's fine.
You know who it is.
I think when you say borderline paedophilia, I think it's worth remembering on behalf of the Blizzard stream that David Walliams really puts the bell in libelous.
Everything I said is alleged, and not the opinions of Blizzard Comedy.
Okay, well, we already know what's winning, but let's have the rest anyway. Joe, let's have you next. Who are you cancelling this month?
Oh, well, first off, I just want to say happy birthday for tomorrow for KIRSTIE. Happy birthday, KIRSTIE. March is a great month for people having birthdays. I had a birthday. It wasn't too long ago. It was in March. It was 3 weeks ago on Wednesday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. 3 weeks ago on Wednesday, which is the 8th of March. 8th of March, which is a great day to have a birthday because it's International Women's Day. Now, which is terrible for many, many reasons. It begins with my lovely fiance who would like to celebrate getting up and going, happy birthday. I go, and happy International Women's Day to you. And she goes, great. So I should make you breakfast in bed now, which first off makes me feel icky. Then I turn on social media and they go, so which women's charity are you fundraising for? No. I mean, I could on International Women's Day, but I don't know if you heard, but there's a new Zelda game out in 50 days. I'm fundraising for me. So, because my birthday has been ruined spectacularly by all women, or vice versa, I'm going to. I can't blame all women for this. You're all lovely, beautiful souls. So I'm going to blame one woman, and that is my mum. So I'm cancelling my mum, who didn't have the foresight for this sort of thing. And I just wish you delayed me either by a day or two. Either way, I'm a cisgender man, so I don't know much about Labour. But from what I gather from reading the newspaper, Labour always comes later than it really should do. Certainly by 13 years by so yes, she's going to be away on holiday soon. So fuck you, mum.
Yeah, no, if anyone saw exactly where that was going, brilliant. Thanks very much, Joe. And last but not least, Kath, who are you cancelling?
Thank you. I'm cancelling taxidermists. So you know taxidermists, the ones that shoot stuff like birds and animals, stick them on your mantelpiece. Those ones. You all thought there's no need for this. They've already been cancelled 200 years ago. No, they're not. They are still well and active in the newly opened Manchester Museum. I went there yesterday. If you want to see a rare, extinct animal or bird, they are there. It is there. It's dead. It's on display in a glass cabinet. And, it's a fabulous missed opportunity to explain why we no longer need stuffed animals, because, now we have photos. Don't stuff and kill rare animals, kids. Yes, there is a dodo. How do we think it got extinct? There's also an empty cabinet at the exhibition. Among the dead things, it's empty. It's called life. Because they couldn't think of any dead things they could put in the cabinet of life. I just want to say, at this point, I don't care that my great-grandfather was a taxidermist. They're also being cancelled. And that the the now very rare birds, stuffed birds in my parents' house that I am not inheriting, I've made this very clear. I want to cancel all of the taxidermists, and I also want to cancel the whole museum with its pilfered Egyptian artefacts as well, while I'm at it. Although I did really like the poison dart frogs, because they were alive! Oh, God.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I actually had a lovely time, but seriously, it was still very alarming.
I just love your argument of we don't need stuffed animals. We've got photos. That's my favourite. That's right.
Yeah. I'll remember that next time. I think I'm going to get.
It is, but I didn't expect it.
Well, a friend of mine was like, "Oh, should we go Madame Tussauds?" And I was like, "No." I know what all of those people look like. When it was new, when Waxworks Museum were a thing, because you'd see in the newspapers or you'd see a drawing, but you never really knew what someone looked like. You didn't know what the royal family looked like if you were just a regular pleb. So you'd go to Madame Tussauds and see what celebrities looked like back in the day. And now we don't need that. I don't know why it's still a thing.
Yes, absolutely. I just can't believe it.
The only good waxwork museum are the ones where the waxworks look like absolute shit.
Yeah.
Oh, fab. Okay, well, I think so. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to shortlist this and put up a poll so you can vote for who you want to cancel. I'm going to shortlist taxidermists, Joe's mum, and the concept of David Williams, which is annoyingly too many characters to fit in the poll, so I've just put David Williams bracket concept. That makes sense.
That makes it sound like you're designing David Williams. Like, here's my model concept for you to enjoy.
Yeah,
David Williams _final.
Right, the poll is live now. Fucking hell, everyone's already gone for David Williams.
Good.
While that's coming in, and just a reminder, if you are enjoying the show and you've got a bit of money to spare and you want to give that to these lovely comedians you see before you today, you can do so by subscribing on Twitch. We stream minimum of twice a month usually. We've got this show last Monday of every month, and we also do a live stream of recording of our live shows a week after they've been live. So if you subscribe to that, you don't have to watch adverts. I ideally wouldn't put adverts on this anyway, but you can't monetize Twitch at all without allowing ads, annoyingly. So if you do want to subscribe, and if you're already subscribed to Amazon Prime, I won't judge you as long as you give us your free Prime subscription with that. And yeah, you can also donate via PayPal, Patreon, or buy some merch off Big Cartel as well if you don't want to do that through Twitch. David Williams is running away with this. Joe's mum has got 1 vote.
Thanks, Dad.
Joe vote for his mum.
Can I just stress on the fundraising angle? It is Kirstie's birthday tomorrow, and Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is 50 days away.
Can we just talk about how funny it was when they did the Nintendo Direct the day after the Queen died?
That was really funny.
And like the US one and the EU one all had the full Legend of Zelda thing, but like they'd like hastily edited out the title for the one that was broadcast in the UK. Like we can't also look at the US Nintendo YouTube account.
we were Tears of the Kingdom was too soon, guys.
I thought it was so funny.
I was in hysterics when I found that out. That was the most hilarious thing. Like, I just wanted to be on fly on the wall in Nintendo's headquarters when that happened. I'm just like, oh, the Queen's died. Anyway, Tears of the Kingdom. Fuck.
Did they not reveal the title? Because I thought I'd watched the UK stream and it said that it called it The Legend of Zelda. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. It's not bad. Why are you asking? Everything's fine.
I'm looking. It just makes me look forward to the possibility of a Metroid. SpaceX is absolutely fine.
Yeah. Well, I am actually. I was blindsided by the Queen, and in her honour, I will be queuing for 3 days for the new Zelda game.
You'll be queuing to look at the new Zelda game in a box.
Yeah.
It's a bit.
I mean, that's just self-employment, really, isn't it?
It's a bit outdated now because obviously she died. She died a while ago. But I wasn't on Blizzard up until this point, so what the hell. But I love that I basically got away with basically everything by just using the caveat of it's what she would have wanted. Like, that's legitimately how we got away with doing a comedy show like about a week after, during supposedly the mourning period. The guy who ran it, Tom Douglas, actually did say, like, if anyone asks, we'll just say it's what she would have wanted. They can't object to that. You know what I mean? They can't disprove us. So
I just like to draw attention to Andrew Taylor's comment, who called it Tears of the Kingdom and not Cry Rule. That's right.
Oh, I need to call
that. Very good.
10 points to Andrew.
No, that means he's beating us.
I mean, like, he will be up until the votes for this close, in which case the idea of David Williams will be.
Did the taxidermist get any votes?
Taxidermist has got 1 vote. Sorry. Taxidermist has 11% of the votes. That sounds better.
Nice.
I'll take it.
It's just it's outdated anyway. Because I mean, if you want a convenient way to get a stuffed animal, you just get an Uber dummy now.
Nice.
Pew pew.
I love Joe just got the shoulders up immediately, like, oh no, this is gonna land.
I mean, you gotta feel bad for the Queen though. She never lived long enough to watch that South Park episode.
Yeah, she would have enjoyed that.
She would love that.
I'm wondering if Kirstie did make it into the poll, how many of Blizzard's viewers would be like, yeah, she has too much power, she's been on this too long.
Right, votes nearly up. I feel like I can announce the points. So the idea of David Williams got 67% of the votes. Joe's mum got 22% of the votes, 2 votes. So AMARPAL's team get the full points for that round, but Joe gets runner-up points. So at the end of that
it's what she would have wanted.
Yeah,
it is what she would have wanted. So at the end of that round, AMARPAL's team are on 12 points and Kirstie's team are on 9 points. I definitely have a consistent method of scoring these shows. I don't blame that on the fly. David Williams concept 1. We can let Michael know.
Yes, Michael, your nightmare is over. David Williams never existed in your mind.
Also, shout out to Michael who's going to be doing the tech for our next couple of shows as well. So thanks very much for that. Apologies, we couldn't actually cancel David Williams. That would be that would be preferable, but we don't have that power yet. So if you want us to have that power, subscribe to us on Twitch. If we ever hit, like, I don't know, a million followers on Twitch, I'll promise to get David Williams cancelled. Let's do that.
It's a milestone celebration. We drag him out.
Yeah. That could be a Patreon goal.
It's a stretch goal after we cancel Roald Dahl.
He's already dead. We don't need to cancel him again.
Guys, do you remember that series that Matt Lucas did all by himself with horrible caricatures of people?
We got to cancel Matt Lucas.
Wait, which one?
I think you're thinking of Les Mis when he played a Frenchman. A stereotypical Frenchman.
No, I think it was.
They're doing a new show up there, Lucas and Williams, which is just interesting. Because I was willing.
Television is dead.
I was willing to give Lucas slight benefit of the doubt that, like, he had genuinely learned a bit, because, like, the stuff he does on his own is generally all right. But no, he's working with him again, and it sounds like it's going to be more or less the same as it always was. So yeah, just without the overt blackface, I guess. So that's how we all do the line.
Overt blackface instead.
Well, I mean, like that is the only thing that actually got it taken off streaming services was backlash against blackface specifically. They got away with all the rest of it, and they would definitely get away with the transphobia now. I think it might be a requirement for new BBC comedies to just have at least have at least 11% of the show be transphobic.
11%. It's a quota.
Yeah.
They've taken the episode of Always Sunny. They've taken the Lethal Weapon episodes off Netflix.
Yeah.
Which is because they do blackface. But, like, it's like the one instance where, like, the joke is these white people are so ignorant they don't realise they're being such assholes.
Exactly. I mean, there's, I think about, like, another good example is a show that I loved growing up, which was Scrubs, which had similar racial jokes in it with but I feel maybe I'm defending it too much, but I've always found it interesting that's that I remember actually when the controversies were coming out on Netflix, the two leads of Scrubs, Donald Faison and Zach Braff, were already doing a podcast retrospective on the show, and they did a whole episode dedicated to addressing the issue and talking about how sort of they felt as a white actor and a black actor doing these sorts of things, and it was really insightful, and it did give that indication of this can be it is a lot of grinding the mill to get right wingers angry a lot of the time, to just pick and choose when to take things off. As opposed
the one that really got me was Community. They took the Netflix episode off when they do Dungeons and Dragons because Ken Jeong does Blueface to be a dark elf.
Yeah,
and I was there like, how many dark elves are getting annoyed and writing to their local PM in the ethereal plane?
You don't know, the Smurfs have a very good lobbying power in the media world,
Yeah, they would, and the Na'vi would as well, but it takes them 4 hours to just hold their breath, so writing a letter is very, very tough for them.
I'm going to go for another Control S wank and be back in a moment to resume the show.
Oh no! Please don't make that a recurring joke. Oh no!
You started it.
Also, going back to the drow, the amount of humans that speak Undercommon.
Bastards. Oh god.
That's such a nerdy D&D reference.
I admit I've actually had like 2 sessions of TTRPG in my life. I want to do more. Trying to build a character now for something, but we're finding it impossible to all get together and do it. But we all have an idea now, so fingers crossed.
The only tabletop RPG I've played to any sort of length is Vampire Masquerade.
I've heard good things.
It's good. And then I was meant to be the GM for a Changeling campaign, but it's like a 200-word book I have to read. Not 200-word book. That's a very short book.
That's a very short book. That's like a Facebook post.
Sorry,
that's an RPG. Yes, that's an RPG made by Ruby Tower.
So, 200. Sorry, I'm very tired. 200-page book. I'm like, no, that's too much lore. Too much lore.
I went to a D&D themed restaurant, which was awful because before you did anything, you had to have a roll, so everyone just filled up on bread before the actual food.
Hey.
Ooh. God, Joe firing them out today. Give you.
It definitely helps if they roll a 20. Now I have to eat all this bread.
Oh God.
This is lovely. How's everyone's break?
How is it in the chat? Tell us how your break is out of 10.
Johnny's
Do it.
back.
Oh, I'll just have a
Don't
look.
mind me, I'm just threatening the chat, Johnny.
That's all right.
Let's just have a look at the what's going on in the chat. Fuck you. How could you do this? Fuck you.
Is this in relation to cancelling the idea of David Williams?
Yeah, no, that was just a text from my mum. Sorry.
And then a thumbs up from your dad. Just a thumb up.
Oh, Fishface is cuddling a cat in bed.
No.
No. That's a nice way to spend a break.
Yeah, it's a nice way to spend a break.
Yeah. Especially for the cat. Like, if they're with a fish face, they can just have a little lick and go, oh, this is lovely.
Is that a prototype for a feline kissing machine now? Just
with a fish.
Yeah, just with a fish face.
Well, no, they do have that thing, which is like you can like groom your cat, and you put the thing in your mouth, and it's got like a attachment that's supposed to have the like texture of a cat tongue.
So yeah,
and you can use it to like lick your cat to like
look. I like
give
my
it
cat.
the experience of being groomed by a mother cat.
Look, I love my cat. I don't love it that much.
Oh, something's gone wrong. Who have we
We
lost?
seem to have lost AMARPAL.
Oh no!
Oh no!
He
not-
disappeared.
Have we lost AMARPAL entirely?
It seems to be.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
dropped down
yeah,
off
they've
the
gone.
Zoom.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Now we're
Apologies.
it's got the Brady
The
bunch.
veil.
Look who got cancelled now, AMARPAL.
This is what you get for tampering with Blizzard's affairs. He's been suspended. Blizzard have done a BBC. He's been suspended.
Also, Sam, that was very quick on the uptake. I assume you just had this ready for every time that this happens during the streams. Good call.
Sam is prepared.
Sam
When
is
is Sam
prepared.
not prepared?
No, yeah, and all the new animation stuff are looking great. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Just complimenting Blizzard so that we all stay on and we're not cancelled by them.
Yeah, but I tell you what, Sam,
A really great show and a really great gig.
You have really nice eyes.
But some of those transitions, they look really expensive. How much are they? Are they sort of like the price of a Twitch subscription, or
Is there any possible way that
maybe
you
a tenner to the PayPal?
Possibly any spectators could improve these graphics even further.
If you pay extra, the show become in 3D.
And if you pay us even more, we won't put it in VR.
The show in 3D is just the live show.
Exactly.
Although we have talked about doing a live broadcast Avalanche at some point, if we have like enough of a crowd justify going to a venue big enough to have it, because the stage at our regular venue is not big enough for 7 people to be on it.
Nope.
Yeah, sorry I have to go, guys. My kissing lip delivery truck just came by.
Brilliant. Has the sound dropped? Are we still?
I can
No,
hear you.
it's just we all went silent at the same time.
We were all in reverence of AMARPAL's.
Was the quality of my joke? It made the entire stream go quiet.
It was like Gandalf coming back. Was just like, you fell.
Yeah, can you let me know in chat if you can still hear us? Hello? Sound there. We just got quieter apparently. Okay. Cool. Well, hopefully we can be heard now. And we're back. Yay! Brilliant. Sorted. Okay.
With a knob. There we go.
Cool. Everyone's back as well, so we can crack on with the show. We are doing quite well for time, actually. So well done, everyone, for being efficient. Definitely not going to put it down to the fact that I wrote fewer jokes in my transitions, because I did this like half an hour before we went live. So our next round is the Great Debate. If you like debating and things that are great, then you might want to skip this round. We have invited 6 public figures to debate against the big issues of the day, and today we're going to be discussing Boris Johnson's Partygate. Again, what year is this? Specifically, his hearing in front of the Privileges Committee, and whether his breach of parliamentary rules warrants what kind of punishment that warrants. So we are joined by Boris Johnson himself, as portrayed by AMARPAL SINGH. Sue Gray is portrayed by Kirstie Summers. Rishi Sunak as portrayed by KATH MARVELLEY. Lindsay Hoyle, Speaker of the House, is portrayed by Joe Hollingworth. Keir Starmer is portrayed by Stuart Dunlop, and backbench MP still hungover from the party, as portrayed by Stephen CATLING. So welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Thanks so much for coming here today to discuss the issue of the misleading of Parliament with regards to Partygate. I think it's only fair that as the charges impact one person here in particular, I think it's only fair that we start off with Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson, do you think Boris Johnson deliberately misled the House?
Just let me get the character 1 second.
No worries.
Wait. You must define misleading, like be beguiled, deceived, elude, lead astray. The truth of the matter is, as a child, I was never invited to parties, so I don't know what one is. And in addition, as a teenager, I was only invited to parties when I bought the alcohol, which explains the alcohol was there at the meetings. And then transitioning into a full man-child, I started to use a synonym of party to describe meetings, so I could always say to my lovely wife, whose name I forget, there are so many of them, that I was at a party today when in fact it was a meeting.
Okay, very, very coherently argued. Thank you very much. And like someone else who may have been at those parties, but appears to be just completely distancing himself from this, Rishi Sunak, Prime Minister, do you believe that do you believe that Boris Johnson deliberately misled the House?
Oh, that's a tricky question. What's important is I'm Prime Minister now. I'm Prime Minister. So that's all in the past. It doesn't matter. I'm Prime Minister. Yes, that's all I can say.
Fair enough. Okay, and Leader of the Opposition, Keir Starmer, do you believe that Boris Johnson deliberately misled the House with regards to Partygate?
Yes, before I start, I would like to point out that there is a slight misappropriation above me. It is Sir Keir Keir Starmer. And second of all, I think when obviously I had heard about this, I think a lot of thoughts went through a lot of people's minds, and I think a lot of discussion was made about how to proceed and what questions to ask regarding this issue. And I will admit that the first question I think that was most pressing to me was where was my invitation? Because I think it's become very clear. I think I've made my point very clear that I would very much like a party, very much like Mr. Johnson's. And as a consequence, I think that's something we need to get to the bottom of, is exactly why I could not be present at such an event if it were going on. Because there is nothing that spells a good working, functioning party like one led by Sir Keir Starmer, and no one tells me otherwise. So I would like to ask that question more than any other.
Fab. Okay, thank you very much. You managed to say a lot of words without saying anything at all there. Good job. Okay, well, we've got a few other people here who are not necessarily directly involved, well, some of them might be, but who may still have some valuable insight. So we've got, obviously, the first person to really make the inquiry into Partygate, Sue Gray. Do you believe that Boris Johnson deliberately misled the House when he claimed that there were no parties?
Well, as you know, I have conducted extensive interviews with dozens of people, some multiple times, to get to the truth of what matters. But I really can't. I am extremely limited in what I can say, and I won't be circulating it. It's not for me to make a judgment, really. The whole report, which it was my job to conduct and publish to get to the bottom of this, I will be keeping to myself. Because it's like, even though my entire job is to say, I really can't say.
Brilliant. Okay, thanks very much. I understand. And again, yeah, it said almost less than Keir Starmer. Somehow that is an achievement. Right. So, Speaker Lindsay Hoyle, this obviously happened right under your nose as the kind of let's not mince words, as the bouncer of Parliament. You were right in the front when this was happening. So, do you believe that Boris Johnson deliberately misled the House when he claimed that there were no parties?
Now then. All right. Okay. Simmer down. Okay. Now, there's been a lot of talk. There's been a lot of talk going on, and I just want the questions for the Right Honourable Gentleman, member of... Now then, right, I just want the Right Honourable member of Uxbridge and Ruislip to, now then, address the member for the party of the Right Honourable Gentleman for the Uxbridge Rice. Just want the Right Honourable Gentleman. I just want the Right Honourable. No, excuse me. I'm trying to speak. I just want the Right Honourable Gentleman to answer the question presented in front of the House. Keir Starmer.
I don't know what you want from me. I wasn't there. Much that I would like to have been.
Can we please make an orderly, quiet, and calm debate here in the House? Yes, Starmer.
Again, I have nothing to add other than I hear it was a very, very enjoyable affair.
Excuse me. I believe I was speaking to the Right Honourable Member for Rybridge and Uxlip, okay? I will come to you in due time. Keir Starmer!
Sue, what do you make of this?
Right. I'm just going to bring it back on track there, because there's actually someone who we've not heard from here, and I don't actually remember inviting, and I'm not even sure what your name is or what party you're representing. But we've got another MP here. So what's your view on this? Do you think Boris Johnson deliberately misled the House with regards to Partygate?
Oh. Commitment.
But for the record, I would like to congratulate the honourable backbencher for writing my latest speech.
I just thought he was really thirsty with all that orange juice.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Thanks.
Well, it appears that it may not have been the motion that's passed unanimously, but something certainly has.
I just wanted to say here, my wife was non-dom, but now she's dom, and we paid full tax, and I released my tax documents, and full tax. It's all above board. I just wanted to make sure everyone was clear on that point.
I'm sorry, Prime Minister. This house is discussing the issue of Boris Johnson. There's no kink. I don't care if your wife is dumb, is sub. We just need to carry on the question. Keir Starmer.
Well, personally, I think that is worthy of debate because I think there needs to be more sub-representation in the House of Commons. I would like to nominate myself for that. I'm very comfortable in that position. And I think Johnson would make an excellent top.
Guys, I feel like we're not missing the pressing concern. Why is the Houses of Parliament moving?
That is a very good question. We'll come to that in a moment. First of all, I think if I'm understanding correctly, I think the crux of the issue here really is that if it is true that Boris Johnson did not mean to mislead Parliament when he was claiming about there not being any parties, why or did he correct the record as soon as he found out that his bullshit wasn't flying? Do you think you did that, Boris Johnson?
Well, you have to define what correct really means. I mean, ameliorate, unnerving, floop-a-bloop. These are the phrasing of the words are important, and I would have to say that I took advice from experts, including advice from Secretary of the Streets, Vicky Pollard, and Miss Pollard specifically said that when asked about corrections, to answer yes, but, no, but, yes, but, no, but. And that joke was written prior to the David Williams bit that was previously referenced, and I am going to stick with that joke.
Right, and I believe we are entitled, therefore, to a rebuttal from the House. Now, just orderly, keep it calm, and thanks, Rob. I believe we are entitled to a rebuttal, so let us go to. I don't want the Leader of the Labour Party to speak at this time. They are not entitled to. Keir Starmer.
Again, I have nothing to. I mean, Mr. Sunak, what would you like to say on this position? You know, a lot of my friends call me the White Rishi.
Oh no!
But I'd just like to say that people should be judged for having a heated swimming pool. It's an entirely normal reaction in the UK climate. But Boris. Absolutely, he was completely upfront. It was in an internal document that I've read. It was in the fine print, but it couldn't be released, and it's why I resigned. So he was absolutely upfront in 4-point font in an internal document that was only circulated in our party and was not released, and I cannot put on the record that document. So absolutely, completely upfront.
And to be fair, Rishi, it has to be said that one of the meetings was within that heated pool.
And again, I was not invited, and I would like to ask if that was a misstep, if something got missed up in the post. I would maybe like that clarified.
I would say to my right honourable friend that we know that he does not like parties, he doesn't like people, he prefers to eat a cold curry with a can of lager like a sensible MP should.
I have a point to be saying about the truth.
Go on.
What is truth? Like, one pill makes you larger and the other makes you feel 25 foot tall, and the one that Boris Johnson gave me didn't do anything at all.
That would be that the pill that makes people taller was given to my good friend Rishi here.
I think that
called Alice.
I think you find that's the benefits of the great dessert, eat and miss.
I would like to clarify. There has been a point of there has been a point of now there has been a point going round about the pool situation, and I would like Sue Gray to come and just. I would like Sue Gray to clarify whether the pool was the snooker game or was a jacuzzi synonym in this case. So I would like to call Sue Gray on this matter. Dear Starmer.
Honestly, it's just nice to be included.
Information. I have that information in my report, but I am not currently at liberty to share the details.
I tell you what, Richie, a heated pool table would be absolutely brilliant for a rambunctious rottering off after one of our parties.
Don't pretend to know about parties.
Okay, well, just to get things a little bit back on track there. So I think this is mostly for Sue Gray, but anyone who's got any insight into this, do feel free to jump in. What were there any particularly incriminating moments at the party that you think undermine Boris Johnson's defence here?
There are definitely, some instances in this that would be difficult to justify, but I can't share those details. Like, the report has to be, some things just have to. I don't remember any of the excuses, I'm not going to lie. None of them made sense, and my head has just got rid of them. I'm really tired of the Tories bullying me, so I'm just gonna I'm just gonna leave it at that. I want to go back to doing like town meetings. It was really nice being a civil servant when you just smile and nod and thing. I miss when no one knew who I was.
Understandable. Okay. Well, anyone else who may have been at the party that definitely didn't happen? Were there any particular moments from there that you think might be tricky for Boris Johnson to explain?
I think yes. When Hancock kissed nothing.
Delightful. Okay.
I mean, I do first have to object to a term that has been bandied about during this entire conversation, which is the use of the word party. Now, where I come from, party is only used when someone gets out of a guitar and plays Wonderwall. And as Matt Hancock was not present, we cannot justify it as a party.
Oh, that's a very good point. You might want to write that one down, Boris. Okay, so we're kind of running to time here, so just to kind of round up, open questions to the panel. If Boris Johnson is found guilty, what would be a reasonable punishment or sanction for him to receive?
A peerage.
He should only be allowed one type of bread in his house.
Which type of bread?
White.
Well, as the leader of the opposition, I think I need to take a strong stance on any repercussions that may arise for Mr. Johnson, and I think that the most fitting punishment would be to let me come and have afternoon tea with him on weekends. I'm not even part of the WhatsApp group. I don't know why that is. I feel like I'm a very sociable person. I feel like I could be very nice to get along with. So I mean, if it would be delightful to know if he would like to do that at some point. I'm a big fan.
I will address my right honourable friend. He is not in the WhatsApp group, and if he does want to see any of the messages, just wait for 2 days. A whole stream are coming out soon.
I believe this house, I believe I represent the views of multiple people in the house, and a suitable punishment would be to write, or Boris Johnson to be writing, since he is such a literate man, to be writing a biography of one of the other members of the House. No one in particular, and none of whom would be considered a punishment. Keir Starmer.
Yeah.
Any other last statements on that, or are we done?
Oh.
You're okay there.
I want to say, Jonny, thank you so much for not casting me as Rishi, because that would have been like 2 on the nose. I will show you guys my Rishi Sunak impression.
Go on.
I'm very much happy to be casted as the drunk MP.
Yeah, I think for effort alone, I think I've got to give points to Kirstie's team for that one. But I also particularly enjoyed the portrayal of all the former Prime Minister, and leading with the opposition. So I'm gonna give you all points. So I'm gonna give Kirstie's team more points, which is functionally the same as just giving Kirstie's team fewer points, but this way I feel less bad. So at the end of that round, AMARPAL's team are on 13 points, and Kirstie's team are in the lead with 19 points. We'll play for in the final round, which is called Things What Might Be Funny If They Happened in the Context of a Topical Concept, if they happened, but they didn't, because this is a farce. There's probably a catchier name for that round. We're going to have 4 topics, which the guests are going to have a free-for-all, come in on with their suggestions. Points go to whoever I think is the funniest, I love all of you equally, so there's going to be no bias here. It's going to be all objective. Right, the first topic is things you wouldn't hear on Match of the Day.
It's Gary Linekar.
Well, I can tell you what, that was an amazing cross by Saka in the box for Arsenal. And another amazing cross you can do is the box for Labour at the next general election.
Oh, and I can't believe it. It's a red. Typical of the left-wing bias of the BBC.
And on tonight's show, he's 6'2", he's a pro bono immigration lawyer, and he always calls his grandma back. You're watching Match of the Day, sponsored by Bumble.
To the right.
And now on to something more important than football.
We've got a great day today on Match of the Day, and we've got 10 matches with a boatload of goals. Oh, fuck, I mentioned the boats again.
One Sunday evening in the spring of 1747, as court musicians were gathering for their regular concert, an aide handed Friedrich the Great, King of Prussia, a list of visitors. We'll near that Match of the Day.
Lovely bit of business about the last time we won the World Cup.
I don't even fucking like crisps.
And on tonight's show, he managed to light all 10 birthday candles without burning his fingers. You're watching Match of the Day, sponsored by Cook's Matches.
Let's just focus on that pigeon in the field.
And it's going to be a tight affair today between Burnley and Chelsea. It's a very big shock for the away team. Most of their fans have never dared go to the north before, and they all look petrified.
I think this is the perfect shade of lipstick for you, Gary.
And on tonight's show, lower, left a bit, ooh, right there. You're watching Scratch of the Day.
And as you're aware, all our matches today will be played in the bunker.
Okay, any more for that one? No, okay, next one. Things Andrew Tate would never say.
Sorry. And then I ran out.
Hey, guess what, guys? It's hashtag Femboy Friday.
No, lads, honestly, let's hear her out.
The best advice I can give any guy who wants to get an easy lay is this. If you want to be her lover, you've got to get with her friends. Make it last forever. Friendship never ends.
Johann Sebastian Bach, composer, then 62, had journeyed from Leipzig 18 miles away to visit his son Carl.
You know what? I agree with you. We do need more female comedians headlining main bills around Manchester.
Guys, to be honest, I prefer Honda.
Oh no, I think you're confused. I respect women as equally as I respect cisgender men, non-binary people, trans people. I respect everyone equally. Yeah, I'm the Andrew Tate modern.
Nice.
Pew, pew. Thank you to Australian Vogue for that advice of what to pack from prison.
Oh, I'm never ordering pizza again.
Oh dear.
Now, here's a story from A to Z. You want to get with me, you better listen carefully. You've got M in the place, you lies in the face. You got G.
Oh no, keep going, Joe.
You got G like MC, who likes it on an easy V, doesn't come for free. She's a real lady. And as for me, R you'll see. Slam your body down and round it all around. Slam your body down and wind it all around.
Have you checked out Greta's new book? It's mint.
Any more for that one?
Yes, my dad actually did hug me as a child.
Oh fuck! Is that my future, Andrew Tate?
And this is me with the Emmeline Pankhurst statue.
Okay, next one. Unlikely horoscopes.
Karen.
Capricorn, see Leo.
And you see this, the ridge here between your hooves. That means you're a Taurus.
Whatever decision you make will be the wrong one today. Call in sick. This is a great week for romance if you're a cat. Unfortunately, you are not a cat.
So these stars over here symbolise that you're a slimy coward who will stab anyone in the back as soon as it looks like you might be able to try and fail to be a prime minister. It's the Shaggy Javitarius.
This week has a Mercury conjunction, which means every sign is now a Leo, and you will all start stand up.
So sorry, Kirsty.
So, when the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, you get a really, really obnoxious, pretentious rock album.
When the moon hits your eye and in the eye, that's some more.
So, Venus will be rising over Romania tonight. I would not recommend ordering pizza.
Sorry. No, Joe. Mine's not that funny. You go.
Oh, no, neither's mine. Do you want to rock, paper, scissors for it?
You go.
Now, in today's reading, we'll be looking into the future of our canine companions. That's right. It's time for our...
Fuck's sake.
Now's a great time to subscribe to get more nonsense.
Yeah, it is. Listen to her.
And in the coming week, you can be expect to get royally fucked.
I've been made redundant by the newspaper, so this will be my last horoscope. It's all a load of bullshit. Make your own life choices, sheeple.
Subscribe for our dog horoscopes coming out next week.
Okay, any more for that one? Okay, last one. Unlikely things to hear at a tech conference.
So as you know, we're not doing this for the money.
Today at Apple, we've decided we finally made too many iPhones.
I am Count Dracula, and this Halloween I am selling my cryptocurrency.
Oh dear.
I just wouldn't feel right to exploit their data.
Can we please just for 5 minutes leave the kissing machine alone?
Are you coming to the social football meetup?
Our new device is made anywhere else except China.
What a great designer shirt.
Guys, I finally added a tongue to the machine.
Go on, Stuart.
Yes, as the representative of the tech conference, Elon Musk, I ask you all to drink this Kool-Aid.
Said unlikely things.
Go on, Joe.
The internet should be free and to serve you. It should be free and to serve you. Free and serve. I think you're getting it. We're bringing back free serve.
Yes. Sorry.
No, you go, Stuart.
It's okay.
I didn't have one. It was...
Okay.
Go anyway.
I have one now, though, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Apple is better.
AMARPAL, do you have one or do you want me to go?
They actually call it Silicon Valley because of all the fake tits we buy our wives.
I think personally, as a representative of this, that we are going to revolutionize the modern technological market. Control S-Wank is going to change the way we use technology today.
I just sort of wing it with coding.
Where's the any key?
Oh, brilliant.
The only reason why I'm called it our language is because I'm actually a pirate.
And now for our final award of the evening, the hotly contested athletic prize.
Oh my god, it's a desolate wasteland full of mutants and horrible raiders. This new Fallout game is so real. Oh, hang on, no, it's just Liverpool.
Fuck Google, we're going with Bing.
Okay, any more to finish up before I work out the final scores?
Guys, I don't know what to tell you. The kissing machine's gone rogue. It's used its tongue to jump, flee, lock down the building. This isn't a joke. People watching right now, it's gone rogue.
What's that noise in the background?
My God, they're in the vents.
And the highlight of tonight's the Friday night conference, it's the public execution of the guy who invented Windows 8.
We don't have Wi-Fi here.
Right, okay, I'm going to send Sam the final scores now. So talk amongst yourself for a minute.
Drum roll, please.
It's going to be a long drum roll. Yeah, you can.
Can I tell you what, Joe?
Johnny's just going to make us all sit here drumming together until they stop finding it funny.
This is a team building exercise now, everyone. Just
For you guys that don't know, prior to it going on live, Joe had this kettle, and we all were like, "What's he going to use the kettle for? Why have a kettle between your legs?" The prop comedy, chef's kiss.
It was beautiful, and I don't even know who she is or he is because I just literally don't know who they are. I don't know who they are.
Well, you know they're northern now.
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't know we drank so much tea in the north. I'm like, no one's mentioned it.
I was going to say,
Stephen's there like, I threw up a whole bottle of orange juice and Joe stole it by eating a tea bag.
Oh, I'm not
You
coming
were
for
so
3
prepared,
days.
Joe. Yeah, you were so prepared. You've had that kettle, though, that tea. Like this
This
wasn't
was a whim.
It's a whim. For the last stream, we the last stream that got cancelled, we had we were going to have the debate about should the House of Lords be dissolved, and I was Lord Sauron. I got a white face mask and called it like the Eye of Sauron. And whoever,
I'm so glad to have lost that.
I think it's still somewhere in my house. So whoever donates the most to this stream, if you want a face mask with Sauron's eye on it, it's all yours.
I personally nominate that Blizzard, the Avalanche has Lord Sauron on as a guest. Just in the future, like
I'm sure. To be fair, I'm sure that exact debate will come up again at some point.
Yes.
So I'll just make sure Joe is free for that one. Right. Okay.
But what goes around never comes back around. What are you talking about?
But yeah. Go on.
I got one. Guys, due to the success of the kissing machine, I've invented the dick machine.
It's like 20 years too late, isn't it?
It's designed.
Sam, redo the scores, quick!
It's designed in the exact physical form of David Williams.
Oh no! Oh, you've got all your points.
It's coming alive.
Right, before
we thought the kissing machine was the hole in the market. Turns out that's a flashlight.
Hey, there we go. And on that note,
before we announce the final scores, just want to say massive thank you to all of you. Like 11 of you who've stuck watching through all that. All of our guests, and especially Sam for making the stream look like an actual show and not just a collective breakdown. We are going to be back here. We're going to be back live on Twitch. Our next stream is actually on the 4th of April. Having another profile stream where we are talking. No, I think it's the 3rd. I will. Just follow our socials. You'll find out who and what it is. But we are speaking to a comedian.
It's the 3rd.
Cool.
I'll get a link to the event very quickly if you like. Just fudge for time.
I'll fudge for time. That's fine. I'm trying to remember who
Daniel McKeon.
Daniel McKeon. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we're talking to Daniel McKeon about all this great comedy. There's a video of him on the Blizzard channel. If you're not familiar with him, he's fucking fantastic. Did one of our shows in 2021, and hopefully have him back again soon because he's fucking delight. So that's on the 3rd. On the 10th of April, we've got our next live show with Randolph Tempest. Ava Liversidge, Leslie Ewing Burgess, and Eddie French. That's at the Castle Inn, not Gullivers, but it is just crossroads. So if you do go to Gullivers, you're not going to be far off. And if you can't make that the live version of that, we'll be streaming most of that on Twitch on April the 17th. And then April 18th, we've got our birthday show. And join us back for Broadcast Avalanche on the 24th of April with AMARPAL SINGH again, Bobby Jones, Jake Donaldson, Jake Pickford, Nathan Virica, and Laura Mon. Where we will be talking about the news events of April, including Boris Johnson getting sentenced to 10 days of community service as Director General of the BBC. Elon Musk probably gets something stuck in the Twitter servers because he doesn't understand how dick pics work. The UK enters recession, and Matt Hancock earns a 10k a day job proofreading Swella Braverman's WhatsApp messages so she doesn't accidentally dox herself. But at the end of this show, Kirstie's team are on 46 points, but AMARPAL's team are the winners with 54 points.
Never won anything online before.
And you still haven't. There's no.
Do we win the kissing machine? That's the only reason I'm still here.
It's not a prototype lined up.
You have to get your own kissing machine, but you get a kiss from Jonny through their kissing machine.
Yeah.
Yes. Finally.
Also complicated.
But if we get enough donations on the PayPal, you'll get a kissing machine. Just that the other end is Matt Hancock.
Oh, no, his would be the
God!
machine.
It's got a hander. It's got.
On that sour note, ticketing for our next live show is in the in the Twitch chat. going to put the donation links in one more time, so if you have enjoyed the show, these are ways you can give us money and help us out. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of the show. So thanks for watching. We'll see some of you back here on the 3rd of April, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye, everyone. Mwah.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Bye.